Good morning everyone and welcome back to the channel. We are in the neighbourhood and we're just going to take a walk around and do some exploring, see what it's like living here. So we have been straight on, I haven't been to the left, so we're going to explore this area which is south of La Grande. We're going to take a left here, which is Alonso Street, and to see what type of people, or see what it's like living down here. We'll see what type of houses we got down here. This road is pretty busy. So it's the early morning traffic. I think it's about 7 a.m. on Friday. It's much more local down here. Morning. Some expat houses, or yeah, so it's like a little bit more local down here. Carindia. Morning. Oh, there's a photocopy there. Little sari on the left, so that's good to know. There's a few shops down there. Massive house on the right, which looks like a bunch of apartments, maybe two. Hi guys.
Hello sir.
How are you?
Doing good.
You selling some food?
Breakfast.
Ah.
You're done your breakfast already?
I don't eat breakfast.
Why?
Well, today.
Breakfast is very important meal of the day. Find you later so that I can follow you.
Okay, see you later.
Okay sir. You have
Okay.
a nice day.
Have a nice day. Okay, so let's have a look down here. This is Burgos Street. Wow, that place is big. So they look like nice apartments. Maybe that's a 3-story. Or it could just be one apartment on 3 stories. I'm not sure. I didn't see any signs up saying it's for rent, but need to keep an eye out for those. But you would have thought a big place like that might have some vacancies. And then you have these, so you've got a range of different types of houses here. So you've got those, but those apartments are really nice. If I had to guess, it depends how big they are on the inside. And then here you have like a gated house. It looks pretty big, it goes far back. You'd expect that to be 50k per month. And up. Wow, houses are nice along here. Nice quiet street. So yeah, I suppose that begs the question, like, why did we choose this area? So I suppose one thing I like about this area is it's convenient. So it's not too close to the downtown, busy areas. It's not too close to Walking Street. It's quite quiet. It's residential. It's pretty peaceful. This is a giant structure. I don't know if that's one person's house or if looks like it could be. That is a monster of a house. Yeah, so it's very convenient, and it's quiet, basically. Yeah, so once you get off Don Hueco and turn sort of left into here, it's surprising how quickly it changes. As soon as you turn off that main road, the traffic dies down. It becomes much quieter. And it starts to feel like a normal residential neighbourhood rather than somewhere built around tourism. So that's one of the reasons why I chose this area. You get the convenience of being close to everything without feeling like you're living in the middle of it. So actually I'm going to head this way, continue down Burgos Street. This is an interesting building. I've seen this before as I've been walking around. It looks like it's being lived in. And there's one sign up there. For lease or sale. Now, is that just for that unit or is it for the whole building? I'm not sure. Empty lot here on the left hand side, become a bit of a tip for junk. But yeah, you can hear the quiet. It's very peaceful. Here's some cockerels crowing in the background. Birds singing. There's a stray dog. You see these guys wandering around all over the place. Sometimes they're friendly, sometimes not. Yeah, so I'd say this area, it feels a lot more like a place where people actually live day to day, rather than being a tourism hotel district. It's probably got a mix of long-term expats, Filipino families, and people who have chosen convenience over being right in the middle of the nightlife. I have actually missed the turning that I wanted, so I'm just going to double back. I don't remember seeing a turn-in, to be totally honest with you. No, I think the turning has disappeared. If there ever was one. Unless it goes down the side of that empty lot. I'm not sure if I fancy the look of that. Probably does, you know. Why not? Maybe it's a shortcut. Let's have a look. Morning.
Good morning.
It is a shortcut, but it's a shortcut to what exactly? Okay. It is a shortcut to this area. Wow, look at that. House and lot for sale. Is that just one house? That is huge. Looks like a bunch of houses in there. House and lot for sale. Surely it's not one house in there. No, that looks like a ton of apartments in there. Oh, I remember that huge silo there. I've seen that before. I wonder if that's a water silo. Yeah, so I wanted to explore this area and go into this area, which is at the southwest corner of my neighbourhood, which is just up here on the left. And I remember walking around here many years ago and it being called Amsic rather than being part of Malabanias. Oh, that is a pumping station. A few shops on the corner here. Laundrette, a couple of laundrettes, water, place for buying your water. Okay. And then this, as far as I know, is part of the Amsic barangay in here. and don't quote me on that. Oh yeah, it is, yeah, because it says it on the sign, don't it? Morning, how are you? All good, you?
Yeah. Nice to meet you. What's
Nice.
your name?
So a lot of there's a laundry shop here. People are friendly, aren't they? Just curious. That's what it says. Welcome, Villa Esperanza subdivision, Angeles City, Barangay Amsic. Which way am I going to go? Going to go this way. So this is a quiet little corner with some newly developed apartments. So if you wanted to be a little more further away from the main road, this would be a good area to live in. Mix of different properties, but they all look relatively new. A lot for lease there. Garden residences. So yeah, I suppose this brings me to the question of why are we here? Did my wife and I come here? Well, we were in Beijing before this, and we've gone to Beijing as an international teacher, so it was a good school I worked in, teaching physics, and the money was okay. And I don't have enough to retire. And what you find in Angeles is you get a lot of retirees, most notably because there's not a lot in the way of jobs or high-paying jobs. So you need to rely on your own income or income you can get online. So I was working in the school, but it did feel a bit like I wasn't really enjoying it. Yeah, the pay was okay, the school was good, but I realised I was spending most of my day working, which felt a bit like I was selling my life rather than actually living my life. You know, I was getting to school at 5:30 most days, coming home at 5, having dinner. You get about 1 hour to yourself, and then it's go again. So, but it's not that I don't like working. It's that I'd rather have more control over my time, and you kind of want to live your life rather than, you know, doing something for money. Oh yeah, don't think that goes anywhere. Could be wrong, but yeah, I don't think that goes anywhere. I'm going to double back. So yeah, we've rather than look for another international school, we decided to take a calculated risk and come back here for a year. We had lived here a year during the pandemic, and we really liked it. I really like the freedom that it brings you here. But we had decided to give the UK a shot, so we went back to the UK. But now we've pivoted back. Just like the freedom that you can get here. But yeah, rather than simply move to another international school, we thought we'd see if we could build a life here that gave us more control over our time, i.e. by teaching online. So teaching online, you're moving into the uncertain because you're setting it up yourself. I'm working on Amazing Talker, teaching physics, and so far, you know, in sort of week 2 or whatever it is, I've already got several students, I think 4 or 5 students, which is a good start, I feel, and that's only going to grow. So I do feel like it's possible. Yeah, do you regret it in week 2? Absolutely not. It feels brilliant to be here. So I can only encourage you, if you're in your job thinking, I'm selling my life away rather than living my life, and you want it, you know, you're wanting to go to the Philippines, but you're not sure, I would just go and do it. But obviously you need a plan. Even if that plan is a bit uncertain, what's the worst can happen? So you do see a lot of vlogs about retiring and coming here, retiring. Make sure you've got X amount of money. Well, in an ideal world, but if that X amount of money is going to take you 20 years to get to, working in a job that you don't like, then you might need to come up with plan B so that you can actually live your life whilst getting to X amount of money. So yeah, we thought we'd document this year. As it's an experiment, we don't know how it's going to turn out. And we'll see. So pleased to have you joining us on this journey. Hopefully we can build a bit of a community around it. And also learn about the area that we're living in, which I think is important. It only makes you like it more. I don't know my way out of it, that's what I've just realised. Probably easier at this point just to go around there. Although at the end of that street is the road we actually walked in on. I'm going to double back maybe and walk around the bottom because I thought I saw some shops, I could be wrong. So yeah, in this area, if you was to live down here, it's a little bit further insignificant really. You would be probably wanting some transport, although there are trikes around. So yeah, we've sort of purchased a motorbike yesterday, and just a second-hand Aerox. So we're going to pick that up later today. It's difficult to find one, but I suppose it's a push-pull. It's like, how much money have you got available? How much do you want to spend? And then you want to maximise, or just be careful when you're in your budget. So we've spent 73,000 on an Aerox, and it's an older one, 2019, but it's the keyless ABS. And I rode a couple. I rode one that was 2023 and the engine didn't sound right. So I think it's more about the condition of the engine rather than the age it's got a low mileage, but whether or not I actually believe that ODO is another thing. But again, it's had 2 new tyres, and hopefully that's going to serve us for a few years. We got that on Facebook Marketplace, so yeah, that's where, if you're looking for a second-hand scooter, and there's a few things that you need to look out for in terms of registration and documentation. But I can probably talk about that in another video in more detail. Yeah, one thing I noticed about this area is I think there's quite a few stray dogs around, because I don't know how you say that, poop on the floor. Which in this whole area is an issue, but I don't know, seems to be a lot around here. Need a big rain to wash it away. So that basically concludes our exploration south of La Grande. So we're on our way back now. We're back in Malabañas as far as I know. And this is Abdad Santos Road. So the further west on this section. And I think I'm going to head down this one on the way back. Del Pilar Street. Or am I? You know what? Since I've never been down it, I might as well. And it's home to Lagom Villas. Lagom Pool Villas. Which is this massive place here. There's a huge place tucked away down here. Huge. So I'm not sure if this is a hotel or if it's long-term accommodation. Morning, how are you?
But
Are you guys a hotel or are you sort of long-term accommodation or?
no, only 1 week.
1 week
5
max,
days.
is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so more like a hotel.
Yeah.
And what kind of accommodation is it? Is it big apartments or?
Wait, I give you
You got a brochure?
flyer so that you
Oh,
can see
cool.
the cost per minute.
Awesome, thank you very much.
Yeah.
See, so he's given me a flyer. So is this like a five stars or has it got a star rating? It looks pretty much like 5 stars, right? So close to if it's not. Okay, awesome. Thanks a lot.
Salamat din.
Morning. How are you? Yeah, so that is Lagom Pool Villas. You're looking for a bit of luxury. Looks pretty new, to be honest. Well, this is a nice quiet street. Very nice. I know it. I recognise that cut through. That cut through comes out very... On it doesn't. It comes out on Mabini Street. I remember that cut through. And it also cuts through there as well. Oh, these are nice, huge houses, these ones. Wow. Morning. Del Pilar Street. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. Teach me for not learning any Tagalog, but I speak Chinese and I don't want to push out my Chinese, so sorry about that. But it does feel like I'm at the point where I could start potentially learning some Tagalog. Since we're looking at the long term. I just swallowed a fly. Wow, look at the Grande over there in the background. Wow. It looks huge from this angle. This is an interesting... that's similar Jeep that we saw. I did look on the internet and there was one... These are really not expensive. It's called like an owner Jeep. Owner Jeepney, I think. I don't know if that means it's self-build or like a kit car. Morning. Okay, I think we're going to wrap it up here. So yeah, thanks for joining this video. I'll catch you on the next one. And we are back at home. No progress on the garden so far, but the grass or fake grass is coming today.